This past weekend, United Students for Haiti, a student-run organization at the University of Delaware, hosted their benefit concert to raise funds in this time of need. More than 18 UD student groups and off-campus bands performed at this event, including the Mel UDs, and UD Come On. Music make you lose control. Towards the end of the concert, I had the privilege of speaking with the president of United Students for Haiti, Matt Waters. What made you get involved and start the movement at UD?
Well, I first got to Haiti when I was 15, and I started my Eagle Scout project. And I played soccer with the kids all the time. My Eagle Scout project was to play soccer for 4 kids in Haiti. And then when I went there, I realized that what was really a problem was the healthcare, or the lack thereof. And it played into how these kids were playing soccer. They get tired faster, they can't mature as fast. And then it also played into how they can perform in school. They can't perform, or they can't develop neurologically because they don't have the nutrients to do so. So that kind of set the goal for me, or sealed the deal for me as far as like focusing on healthcare in Haiti. And then I came back from Haiti, and that's when I enrolled in an EMT program. And from there on, I've basically been saving so I could return back to Haiti. And then this last summer, I basically had enough money by that time, and I bought a plane ticket back to Haiti, emailed about 30 NGOs, non-governmental organizations, to work at different hospitals, and I ended up at St. Boniface Hospital. And I worked, the weekdays I worked in the ER and maternity ward. And the situation that people were living in was bad enough. And you could start to see that in how babies were born underweight, a lot of malaria, a lot of TB. But then if you went out in the countryside on the weekends, we would go to the different mobile clinics basically. We would just drive around the SUV and set up shop in one town or another. They give out vaccinations or weigh babies as part of a nutrient program. And I realized, if the baby was born somewhere around the hospital, we could hook them up with a nutrition program. But if they're born out in the countryside, they're kind of left out to dry. So that's when we decided, that's when I decided I'm going to bring satellite healthcare out to rural Haiti. And with my heart a little bit ahead of my brain, I committed to build a clinic in Village-Rouquet, which is a fishing village along the coast. And I worked it out with St. Boniface that they would staff it. And without going into too much detail about USAID grants and all that kind of stuff, they would staff the clinic if I could build it, because they didn't possess the funds to build it, and the grant that was going to pay for all the staffing wouldn't pay for construction. So that was the only obstacle for this community to get comprehensive health care. And when I realized that there was really that kind of a small obstacle, $25,000 seems like a lot to me, but it's such a small obstacle to bringing healthcare to these people for 50 to 100 years. And so I came back to school, started fundraising for Students for Haiti, or I started Students for Haiti as a group on campus, started fundraising the minute I got home, started talking to different newspapers, trying to get the cause out there, and I raised almost $20,000 worth of help with Students for Haiti, all our members. We had about 30 members now, we've grown to almost 150 members, with different groups being involved and such. And I raised almost about $20,000 by the time the earthquake hit. And so we were almost ready to build this clinic, and then the earthquake hit, and the hospital I'd worked at last summer sustained such damage that they couldn't basically continue to be in there. I mean, parts of it collapsed, other parts of it were cracked, and they notified me saying, we're not going to be able to staff that hospital that you're going to build, because our hospital, we can't even function in it, so we need to focus on this right now. And we don't have the money, which is going to be about $50,000 to build that hospital. At first I was a little upset. We wouldn't be, the project we worked on wasn't going to be able to come through, but I realized this is life, this is Haiti too. I mean, if everything had worked out, it wouldn't be in the same situation that it's in now. So we need to adapt, we need to adapt fast if we were to help Haiti. And that's why we took on the rebuilding of this hospital. It's a much bigger project. It's taken a lot more work, as you can see with this concert. We're banding together with other groups, trying to gain as much support as possible, constantly writing different grants, trying to petition to different companies with presentations. We've had money come in from JP Morgan, New York Life. We're trying to get money from the Clinton Global Initiative, different grants for Do Something organization. And we'll see. A lot of stuff hasn't come in yet, but we also have a lot of stuff on the way as well. We're trying to plan a 5K race which is actually going to be in the fall. We have an Olympic day, which will have a bench press competition. We have a couple other concerts as well coming up.
If you could give any advice to other students that want to get involved, what would that be?
Find something you're passionate about. Just find something you're passionate about, because then it's never going to be work. It's never going to be an hour you wasted. It's just going to be something that you enjoy doing, and then this way you can help people at the same time. Whether it's working with AIDS-related cases, whether it's volunteering at a community center. I mean, obviously I'm biased towards Haiti, but it sees some serious unparalleled suffering that you don't see anywhere else. But in terms of kids that want to get involved. Just be passionate about something. Make sure it's something you want to do, because in this way, it's never ending, and they love it. So.
This is Frank Trofa reporting for The Review. For more information on the story, please log on to www.udreview.com.